All signs point to this. New York Knicks elite defensive center Mitchell Robinson has leaked his return date to the team, and this could not have come at a better time for the Knicks, as one of their big men is under some serious fire by fans, while the other one did go down with an injury that'll keep him out for a little bit. So this is the perfect time for the New York Knicks to get Mitch back. A lot to talk about. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're part of that 69% of the channel who's not subscribed but you're enjoying the videos, make sure to hit the button and jump to the other side. It really does help me out a ton. And guys, we have the best Knicks content. You don't want to miss out. But let's jump into the video. We're all here to talk about none other than the Block Nest monster himself, Mitchell Robinson, who has just leaked the return date to his New York Knicks first game this season. First game healthy in over a year. Now, the last time he played a game healthy was in 2023, the end of 2023. He came back with that injury, and then Joel Embiid re-injured him to the point where Mitch, to this day, has not played a game since last year's playoffs. But now that all is coming to a change, and that all appears to be coming to a change in less than 48 hours from now, guys. Mitchell Robinson, though he did not specify the exact date, he essentially alluded to the one possible day that he could be returning, or that he is returning to the roster. Now, Mitch took to social media to say, I should be returning to play shortly. I can't say how soon, but very, 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 very soon. I need to get the toe pig cleaned up so when the game day, we come riding. Now, first of all, this initially seems like what a lot of people see, which is Mitchell Robinson talking about his trucks on social media. Mitch loves his trucks. He's a big hick. He's the best. Everyone loves Mitchell Robinson. And he drives a bunch of not a bunch of different trucks, but he has a few trucks to his name, also a few other cars. He loves his cars. He loves his trucks. And he wants to arrive in style to his first game this season to go ball out and play a much bigger role than a lot of people expected going into his first game, because there are other injuries to this New York Knicks squad. Specifically, Precious Achiuwa is healthy, but there's been a lot of fire about him, and we will talk about that in just a moment. But also Karl-Anthony Towns going down with a knee injury. It's not severe. He obviously came back to play for that really stupid reason by Tom Thibodeau, for Cats saying he was good to go and the medical staff saying, yeah, he's fine. But still, he clearly hurt his knee and was limping up and down the court. He should not have come back in. It is a sign that it's not a long-term injury, but Towns will likely miss the game against the Philadelphia 76ers, especially when you consider the fact that Joel Embiid's probably out for the season, so they don't desperately need Karl-Anthony Towns to play. The Sixers, I guess, will start Andre Drummond if he's healthy, and, well, the Knicks can hang with that without Karl-Anthony Towns there. Obviously, Drummond is good in MSG, being from Mount Vernon, New York, and also just, if the Knicks don't really have a ton of big men, it could be problematic, but that might not be a problem, because Mitchell Robinson said it's going to be very, very soon, and it's not that. It's saying that he wants to arrive in style with his car. Well, guys, the Knicks only have one home game left in February. It's on Wednesday, tomorrow, the 26th. I did film this the night before, so that's why I said 48 hours a little bit ago, but it's more like 36 now, less than that. I fully believe Mitchell Robinson is about to return from his injury, saying it's going to be very, very, very soon and all that. I know he didn't say the date, but the thing is, the Knicks like to keep injuries under wraps. That is not anything new. We've seen Tom Thibodeau consistently do that, not exactly give details into injuries, whether it was Julius Randle dislocating his shoulder or Landry Shamet's dislocated shoulder or OG Anunoby's elbow last season. There's been a bunch of different injuries the Knicks never really disclosed the full details of. They never really gave a lot with Mitchell Robinson as well, just he wasn't coming back, and Knicks insiders would more do the deciphering on that front. So obviously, looking at this, Tom Thibodeau, Leon Rose, and the whole Knicks brass, they just don't like to release these injuries and all the news because they don't want other teams to know what they're doing. It's a smart thing to do. It's what good franchises do. The Knicks are good at this. Leon Rose specifically is very good at this. And he knows exactly what he's doing, especially from someone who is also an agent. He's right to do this. But Mitch, he likes to talk on social media. And he didn't say the exact date because they told him he's not allowed to. But he did say it was very, very, very soon. And the only game they're playing for a little bit at home is against the 76ers, which would be a perfect game for Mitch to be on the floor when Joel Embiid's not, after Joel Embiid directly injured Mitchell Robinson. But it also aligns with the claims from Shams Charania from last week, as Shams did say that Mitchell Robinson is closing in on his season debut, and that sources told him that his goal is to return some point over the following week, which is now this week. Last week's next week is this week, as we all know. So that means Mitchell Robinson does plan to return this week. Sometime over the week, Wednesday's in the middle of it. Mitchell Robinson wants to drive his truck in. He's only driving his truck in if it's his home game. Mitchell Robinson's returning on February 26th on Wednesday. Tomorrow, guys, I am so excited. I mean, I know a lot of people are saying, well, Mitchell Robinson doesn't make all the difference. We still have problems. Yes, but I don't think people realize how capable Mitchell Robinson is of just altering a team's defense. Tom Thibodeau, I know he's getting a lot of heat this season, and he does deserve a good amount of it. But at the same time, the Knicks are doing well. Their defense is sputtering, and that's because they don't have a rim protection. And that, you can blame it on a few people. Blame it on Leon Rose for not getting one while Mitchell Robinson was out. Blame it on Tom Thibodeau for not figuring out another way to stop playing defense. Blame it on Karl-Anthony Towns for not being able to protect the rim at all. Everyone will get a bit of the blame here. Blame it on OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges for not being better on the defensive help or keeping guys in front of them. But when Mitchell Robinson comes back, OG and Mikal have to play less help. They'll still use Mikal in a help-heavy role, which is a lot easier to do when you have elite rim protection, because you could have Mikal coming over and playing help, team-oriented defense, and that's where Mikal Bridges is best. He's not a point-of-attack defender. He can guard great players, but at the same time, what you like from Mikal Bridges is the way he defends in a team-oriented setting. Mitchell Robinson gives Tom Thibodeau's defense that team-oriented setting, because you get the Mitchell Robinson experience of an elite rim protector who could get all over the floor very quickly. On top of that, Thibodeau's defenses revolve around a rim protector. Mitchell Robinson gives that nucleus of the defense that the Knicks have been missing all season long, that anchor. That is what Thibodeau defenses need. I promise you, the defense is going to look so much better because OG and Mikal don't have to sag off their man and prevent just constant drives to the hoop by allowing three after three after three after three after three. The Knicks have to stop doing that, and the only way to prevent threes is if they don't feel like if they get blowed by, it's a basket. That is where Mitchell Robinson shines brightest. Now, there has been another guy working his best to protect the rim, and that is Precious Achiuwa, but he has been under fire recently by a lot of fans who have just not been happy with the way Precious Achiuwa is playing basketball this season. Do I have that graphic in here? We're going to shuffle through a bunch of things. Do we have it, guys? We don't have it. It's gone. Graphic's gone forever, guys. But basically, there's a bunch of people on Twitter saying, well, here's the thing. Precious, not a fan. A lot of people are growing on the anti-Precious hive as Precious winds down his time with the Knicks. He's not going to end up re-signing. The Knicks are going to want to use that salary cap elsewhere, so they're not going to bring back Precious. But Precious on the season has not been bad at all, and I really think he's been especially fine on the defensive end. He's just not a clear rim protector. I mean, 7 points per game, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, blocking nearly a shot per game, and getting a steal per game with only fouling 1.6 times. He's been very solid this year. I mean, the defense has been all right, but he's not built to be a primary rim protector, the anchor of that defense. And the reason for that is because his height. He's 6'8". He's good at help defense. The Knicks have a bunch of guys that are mainly better at help defense. OG Anunoby's great at defense everywhere. Mitchell Robinson, who, yes, is a great help defender, is also just an elite rim protector, and he just gives the Knicks more of that team defensive setting that they need to be their best selves. Thibodeau coaches in a team defensive setting. Mikal Bridges plays best in a team defensive setting. OG Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson. Well, Mitchell Robinson actually doesn't matter. That guy's elite at defense no matter where you put him in what system. The man's going to be one of the best rim protectors in basketball, who also has excellent hands to pick off entry passes so well, and he's just hell to deal with in low post now, especially that he's gotten stronger and smarter and fouls less. Mitchell Robinson, it doesn't matter where you put him. The man's an elite defender. But OG, Mikal, both these guys, Precious Achiuwa, they all are at their very, very best defensively in a team defensive setting. A team defensive setting that Tom Thibodeau runs. So this is going to be really helpful for the New York Knicks. And we know that Mitchell Robinson is helpful for them. I mean, the Knicks have a 41-31 record without Mitchell Robinson since the 2022-23 season, which isn't bad. But then when you look that's the same thing. But then if you look and see that they're 54-36 with Mitchell Robinson since the 2022-23 season, you also see they're just better with Mitch. They always have been. This has always been the case with Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks have always been better with him playing. He's played in 320 games over these 7 seasons that he's been in the NBA, having a career average of 8 points and 8 rebounds per game. Last season, averaged 6 points and 10 rebounds per game till he came back injured, ended up going down to 5.5 points and 8.5 rebounds per game. Still a solid season from Mitch. Obviously, in the playoffs, did great against Joel Embiid, to where Embiid ended up pulling out Mitch's leg, causing the reason that he's still injured to this day. Mitch, I mean, that 7 foot, 240 pound thing is just wrong. They don't do your weight after your rookie year. Very strange. But Mitchell Robinson was over 300 pounds recently, but then cut all that weight down, is now 266 pounds. And as he put it, high-flying Mitch is back, which is going to give the Knicks another dimension to their game. The offensive rebounding is still going to be the same as well. The Knicks could use more of that. They'll get more defensive rebounding, obviously, as well with Mitchell Robinson. It's just a perfect storm for Mitchell Robinson to really help the Knicks be their best selves. Now, no, it's still not a finished product. The Knicks still have needs. They're not as good as the Celtics. They're not as good as the Cleveland Cavaliers. But when they have actual rim protection for the first time this season, the defense is going to make the offense better. The defense is going to be much better. And the Knicks are going to they're going to close that gap really, really by a lot when they have Mitchell Robinson on the floor in comparison to zero rim protection. It's just really going to have a massive change to everything that happens here. And I don't think people are understanding how big of the change it's going to be. On top of that, Mitchell Robinson is also developing more of an offensive game. We see him here working on his post moves. This isn't Mitch of old crossing up his friends and hitting fadeaway threes like he's Kevin Durant. This is Mitch working at the fundamentals at Vanderbilt, doing his thing, working on post hooks. Look, he goes through the legs as well. He's putting some finesse in there that we've seen in brief flashes from Mitchell Robinson, like when he did that Euro step last year. On top of that, he's finally working on that free throw game, which is going to be super impactful as well, because the Knicks, they want Mitch out there in closing lineups, but they want to prevent the hack of Mitch, of him just getting fouled and him being a career 52% shooter from the free throw line. Doing this, working on these free throws, it's all you have to do. If you're an NBA player, you can learn how to hit free throws. I'm convinced. I really think, by the way, Mitch just quickly kind of shot free throws in a shrug form. I truly think he just wasn't practicing them. Now, also, I don't want to say what Mitchell Robinson was and wasn't doing, so maybe he was. Maybe it's a mental block that he's trying to work on fixing. Whatever it is, I love to see Mitchell Robinson working, and more importantly than anything else, I love to watch Mitchell Robinson play basketball. He's my favorite player on the Knicks, and I cannot wait to watch that man step on the floor on February 26th, tomorrow. Guys, I can't wait. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Knicks. Exactly 12 minutes.